Okay, so today we are going to be factoring trinomials where a is not 1, which makes things a little bit harder, but not too different from what we've been doing. So a is the number in front of x squared. So before it was only x squared. Now it can have a different coefficient, so a different a. We have 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. So a lot of the steps are the same. There's just going to be some guessing and checking involved. So like last time, first we are going to draw a 2x2 box. Then we are going to label the boxes. So 2x squared, 11x, and 12, just like you've been doing. Then we're going to find the sides of the x squared box. And this is why things get a little bit more complicated, because 2x squared, what multiplies to give us 2x squared? 2x and x. So whatever we put here is going to get multiplied by 2x. But whatever we put here is just going to get multiplied by x. So we can't really use the x that we've been using and say what multiplies to 12 and adds to 11x, because whatever goes here gets multiplied by a 2. So we want to think of everything that multiplies to 12, and since this is a positive, we know we're just going to be dealing with positives, but we're going to have to kind of guess and check. So for step 4, we're going to guess and check. To find the other two sides. So what multiplies to 12? Could be 12 and 1. It could be 6 and 2. It could be 3 and 4. I think that's it. And see, you'll notice none of them add to 11x. That's because one of them is going to have to get multiplied by a 2. So here's where the guessing and check comes in. So we'll look at the first ones, 12 and 1. So let's say we put 12 here and 1 here. Well, 12 times 2 would give us 24. So right away, that's way too big. So let's switch it. What if we put the 1 here and the 12 here? So if we put a 1 here, that would give us a 2x, and the 12 here would give us 12x. That's greater than our 11x, so it can't be that one. We can cross off that. If we put 6 and 2, well, we can put 6 here and a 2 here, and maybe I should write it with a pencil so that we can see. So let's say we put a 2 here and a 6 here. And we'll do it with pencil because we're going to have to, we might have to try something else. So 2 times 2x would give us 4x. 6 times x would give us 6x. 6x plus 4x does not add to our 11x. So those are where they go. So maybe we can switch them. If we put a 6 here and a 2 here, but wait, if I do 2x times 6x, that gives me 12x. That's already too big for my 11x. So it can't be the 6 and the 2, which leaves us with the 3 and the 4. So hopefully it's one of those. Now we just have to figure out, where does the 3 go and where does the 4 go? So let's see, if we put a 3 here, I'm just going to guess because we're just guessing and checking, and a 4 here. 2x times 3x would give me 6x, and 4 times x would give me 4x. Uh-oh, 6x and 4x only adds to 10x. That doesn't work. And once you start practicing, you'll be able to do a lot of this mentally. You won't have to guess and check every single one. So what if we put the 4 up here and the 3 down here? 2x times 4x, that gives us 8x, and 3 times x gives us 3x, and yes, those add to 11x. So we know that it is positive 4 and positive 3. So then we can do our last step, which is to write the factored expression. So our factors are 2x plus 3 and x plus 4. And still doesn't matter which order you write it in, you can flip it. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your assignment and do some problems together. Okay, so again, we're going to start with the same steps, which are drawing a box. And then we need to label the boxes, so 2n squared, negative 7n, negative 30. Then we need to find the sides of the x squared box. That's this, so what multiplies to give us 2n squared. 2n and n. And then here comes the harder part. We need to guess and check to find the other two sides. So what multiplies to negative 30? So that could be negative 30 and 1. It could be negative 6 and 5. It could be, and the negatives make it harder because it could also be negative 5 and positive 6. And it could also be positive 30 and negative 1. So this is where you're kind of going to want to do some of it mentally, because we could probably eliminate this one, right? The 30s and the 1s, 30 and 1, no matter where we put it, that's going to give us a number way greater than negative 7n. So we can cross those off. And then let's think, negative 6 and 5 or negative 5 and 6. So we're probably going to want the bigger number to be the negative since we're left over with a negative. So let's try. What if we put the negative 6 up here and the 5 here? That seems like that'll give me something close to negative 7n. So 2 times negative 6 is negative 12n, and 5 times n is 5n, and those combine to negative 7n. So our factors are 2n plus 5 and n minus 6, because if we multiply these, we'll end up with 2n squared minus 7n minus 30. Let's check. 2n times n, that's 2n squared, and 2n times negative 6, that's negative 12n, and 5 times n, that's 5n, which combine to negative 7n, and 5 times negative 6 multiplies to negative 30. So we know then for sure that our factors are 2n plus 5 times n minus 6. Okay, so go ahead and complete your assignment.